Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to Jessie K Creates. I'm Jessica and today I have a little bit of a different video for you. So as you can tell from the title, today's video is a bit of a kind of crafty thrift haul style video. And this is the first time that I've done a haul video on my channel. And that's really because over the past 2 years, I have tried to limit how much I spend on craft supplies and to be more intentional about the items I do purchase. If you've seen any of my other videos, then you know I usually try to encourage you to use what you have. You don't need the same items that you see me or someone else use to make beautiful, fun cards. So that's why I don't really do haul videos, because I don't want you to feel like you need to go out and, buy the same things that I have to make your cards. You can use what you have. But I did want to share this video because I wanted to show one way that you can stretch your craft budget. Most of the items that you'll see me share today, I purchased used. I didn't get a lot of them new. And that's because over the years I've seen and also heard about more cities opening basically like craft themed thrift stores. And I'll get to that more in just a moment. Okay, so at the beginning, I'm going to rewind a little bit. At the beginning of June, my husband and I went on vacation to visit family in Iowa City, where we used to live, and in Cedar Rapids. And I knew, like when we were planning the vacation, I knew that I wanted to check out a store called Scrapmania while I was there. I only learned about Scrapmania shortly before we moved out of Iowa. And I knew that since we lived there, the store had expanded greatly. So I really just wanted to go and check it out and see what it looked like now. I thought that would be really fun. So, over the last few months, I'd been saving up some of my crafty budget, knowing that I was going to use it while we were in Iowa. But I got really lucky because it turns out that while we were in town, Scrapmania was doing one of their garage sales. And basically how their garage sales work is customers can bring in their used craft supplies that they no longer want or they're no longer using, and they can sell them at the store during the garage sale. Now, obviously, I did not bring any of my craft supplies with me to sell, but if you're local, that would be really cool to do, right? So anyway, I didn't bring anything, but I definitely did shop the garage sale, and I got some really great finds, which I'll show in a minute. But first, before we visited Scrapmania, my sister-in-law took us to a store called the Create Exchange. And so that's where I'm going to start with, is the Create Exchange. So that was the first store we visited in Cedar Rapids. And like I was saying before, it's basically a big craft themed thrift store. So they have stamps, they had papers, they had ribbons, they had a bunch of different fabrics. They had yarn, they had knitting needles and crochet hooks, just a bunch of different items that you might use if you're into a variety of crafts. And they do something really cool, which is that they use a pay as you wish model, which basically means that, you suggest a price for the items that you've gathered. And, if they think the price you're suggesting is fair, then they accept it, and that is what you pay. And if you're local, actually, you can bring in the craft supplies you don't want any longer, and you can get store credit for those items, which is really cool. I know for anyone who lives in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia where I live, I know there's a place called the 757 Creative Reuse Center. I've gotten some really cool things there. I'll have that linked down below. I'll also have all the stores I'm talking about. They'll be linked in the description box down below, so be sure to check it out. Okay, so let me show you some of the items that I purchased at the Create Exchange. So jumping right in, one of the first things I grabbed was this embossing folder. I love the texture embossing folders add to different projects, so I had to grab this one. Everything else I got is a stamp set. These ones I think would be really fun to color in with alcohol markers. Same with the next stamp set you're going to see. One thing I will note, a lot of these stamp sets, I have no clue the brand, who they're by, or the name of the stamp set. a lot of them did not have any of that type of labeling on them, and they weren't in their original packaging. So I don't know who they're by. That could be a con if you'd like to know that information, but it can also be nice because it means sometimes you are able to find items that are discontinued that you wouldn't be able to purchase anymore. I love the sentiments on this stamp set, and I've actually already used them on a card. If you go over to my Instagram, I do have photos of that card over there. This next stamp set you're going to see, this, I was so happy when I saw this. I make a ton of birthday cards to donate. I sell a ton of birthday cards, and I just send a lot of birthday cards to family and friends. So this stamp set was a no-brainer. When I saw it, I knew I had to get it and take it home. Now, the next stamp set that I'm going to show you is a good example of items that you can buy at a thrift store that would be discontinued. This did have some labeling on it, so I could tell that this was an old, close to my heart stamp set, and I tried to look it up online, and I couldn't find it, which leads me to believe that it is discontinued, but it's now in my stash because someone else was done loving it, and so now it's my turn to love it in my craft room. If you recognize any of these stamp sets and you know who they're by or what they're called, please leave it in the comments. I would love to know that information. So I took all these goodies to the counter. I offered $35, and the lady working told me that was way too much, and I ended up scoring this whole lot for $10. Can you believe it, guys? I love all of these items so much, and I got so lucky at the Create Exchange. So those were my goodies from the Create Exchange, and once we finished up there, we made our way over to Scrapmania. And you guys, this store is huge. When I walked in, it was a little bit overwhelming. I mean, it's a paper crafter's dream. Practically like any brand of like stamp supply company that you can think of, they probably have it. They had stamps, they had dies, they had stencils, they had tools, they had pastes. I mean, everything. They had so much stuff. But at the back of the store, they have their garage sale set up, and I'll go ahead and throw up on the screen a picture of the garage sale from the Scrapmania Facebook page. They had table after table after table of used craft supplies. I mean, you can't even see everything in the picture there. There are more tables that were out of frame. So a ton of stuff. I will be completely honest, I did go to the store twice. So let me show you what I got the first day that I was there. So the night before I did all of this crafty shopping, I had taken some time to sit down and write out a loose list of the types of things that I would be looking for while I was shopping, because I kind of wanted to have something to help me stay focused, because I know I'm a very impulsive buyer, and I still definitely had impulse buys, but I think having a list helped. So one of the items on my list were inks in a dark brown, a light purple, and a blue. Those colors are ones that I'm kind of missing in my collection of inks. So when I saw those Stampin' Up! Ink pads and Ray Inkers in the colors I needed, I was super excited and I grabbed those. I have also been needing some new blending tools. Right now I use the Tim Holtz blending foams, but my foams are on their last leg. And so I decided if I was able to find other tools at the garage sale, I would pick those up. So I lucked out to find these Pink and Main blending brushes in the regular size. And I even scored those 2 minis for like $6, which was a great steal. So I'm really happy that I was able to find those at the garage sale. I also got some different, I forgot about these alcohol inks. I don't think these were on my list, but I like using alcohol inks, and these were colors I didn't have, and these were the alcohol pearls, so they have a little bit of shimmer to them. So when I saw all 6 of these inks for $10, I was like, oh, this is a really great deal, because I think a pack of 3 at Michael's usually costs like $11 or $12. So I thought that was a great deal, and I added those to my cart. Now, yes, I did get some stamp sets. I was needing sympathy ones, and I loved all the sentiments on this stamp set. It's a Stampin' Up! One. I especially love that big scripty thank you, and we're in this together. So I loved those. I had to snag those. This is a really cool background stamp. This was not on my list. I wasn't looking for background stamps, but I think there are a lot of things you can do with background stamps. There's so many different techniques you can try and ways you can use them. That I thought this would be a good stash builder, so I decided to pick that up, especially since I think it was only $2 or $3. And then I got this Darice embossing folder. I love embossing folders, you guys. I think they add so much fun and texture to a project. And this is a bunch of different license plates, and I thought that was so unique, so I definitely wanted to snag that. Another embossing folder. This one is Simon Says Stamp. It is their refracted. It was really cool that this one still had its original packaging, and honestly, it was at the garage sale, but it doesn't really look like it has been used, or so I don't know if it's new or just lightly used, but I thought that was also another really awesome find. Next up, I have this creative detailer. This guy was $4, and I am a klutz. Like, I just have to be honest about that. So I very often get ink and other smudges in places I don't want them. I have that sand eraser I use, but sometimes it can be hard to get into like a really tiny specific spot. So I thought the creative detailer might be good for that, and why not give it a try, especially since it was only $4. Next up, I have some window dies. These weren't on my list of things I wanted, but I have been wanting window dies for a little bit now, just because I think it would be really fun to make some scene cards where either you're inside looking out at like a landscape or outside looking in at like a cozy scene in a bedroom or something. So I decided to pick those up. So those were all of the items I purchased at the garage sale on day one. I did get some items from the retail portion of Scrapmania. I need some embossing pastes. So I got that Gina K glittery paste in iridescent, which is just like a white color. I got this IZ ink diamonds in the gold color. And I also got the Lawn Fawn clear stencil paste. I got the clear and the white glitter ones because I know I can add my own inks to them to change up the colors, so that way it would be a little bit more versatile than buying a bunch of individual colors. Okay, so as you just saw, I got a great score on the first day. So that was day one. And I went back again on the last day of the sale. We were still in town. I got really, really lucky because the last 2 days of their garage sale, everything that was left was 50% off. So I picked up a few more items as well, and now I'll go ahead and show you those. Okay, so I did have floral stamps on the list of things that I was looking for, so I really lucked out in finding this stamp set from Concord and 9th. It was discounted because it was missing some of the sentiments, but I didn't even care because it had the floral images, which is what I was mainly looking for. I also got this Concord and 9th stamp set, the Dahlia Turnabout, and it had the die with it, which was really cool. That was an awesome find, and I'm so glad that whoever had this in their collection before labeled it so that I knew what it was and the brand it was by. Next up was this Scrapbook.com Big and Bold Christmas stamp set. Christmas stamps were on my list. I make a lot of Christmas cards to donate and also to sell, so I was definitely looking for Christmas and holiday themed stamps and other supplies. I also got this Scrapbook.com Big and Bold holiday stamp set, so I was super happy to see both of those since they fit with what I had on my list. I also got this really cool floral stamp set. This was from Simon Says Stamps. I think it's Spring Flowers. I thought it was really cool, kind of how it was like sketchy and it had the stitched lines. I really loved this. It was missing like 1 or 2 stamp sets, but you guys, since it was 50% off, I paid $2 for that stamp set, so I did not care that it was missing some things. I also got this Simon Says Stamp Sweet Garden Blossoms. This also had the stamps and the die. And it fit the list since I was looking for some floral imagery, and I thought the sentiments on this were really cute too. So the next stamp set I got was this Simon Says Stamp Slimline Greetings. I waffled back and forth on this one a bit, but ultimately decided to get it, and I think it was a really good deal because honestly it doesn't look like it has been used before, so I'm happy I found that. I also got this Stampin' Up! Christmas Messages stamp set. These sentiments I think are perfect for the inside of your Christmas cards, and I'm always looking for stamp sets like that, so I was super happy with this find. All right, next up are some items that I purchased from the retail portion of the store, so I paid full price for these next few items. So I got this sheet of pattern paper by Minte. I've seen May here on YouTube make some like surprise cards with these Minte papers. I'll have one of her videos linked below so you can see what I mean, but I decided I wanted to go ahead and give it a try, so I picked up one sheet of that paper. I also picked up a sheet of this Cartabella Christmas Cheer Coming to Town paper. I think these Santas are adorable, and I'm planning to use my alcohol markers to go in and color up those Santas so that I have some cute little brown Santas. I think that's going to be a really fun project. So I purchased that paper, and then I also got the Bella Boulevard Cooper paper. So it's, I think I'm about to show it here. Yes, it's all these adorable little dogs. I thought these were so cute. This was a little bit of an impulse buy, but it was too adorable for me to resist it. So I went ahead and added it to my cart. And I only think it was like $1, so I was pretty happy about that. And the last item I purchased was a Festival of Lights collection pack. This was not on my list, but I was so happy to see it. I have a really hard time finding super cute Hanukkah themed pattern papers, and I'm always wanting to make more Hanukkah cards for the holidays, so I was super happy when I saw this in the store, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, I have to get it. So I was really happy that I found that. All right, so you guys, I hope you enjoyed seeing all the goodies that I was able to purchase while I was in Iowa. If you want to see if there are any of those types of stores near you, I would encourage you to just Google Create Exchange or Reuse Center and the name of your town and see if anything pops up where you are or something nearby. I know not everywhere has one of these, but like I've said, I've seen one pop up where I am, and I've heard other people talking about them popping up where they are too. Also, don't be scared to hit up just regular thrift stores as well. The very first stamp set I ever purchased, it was when I wanted to try out stamping. I wasn't sure that I was going to like it. I'd never done it before. And a volunteer I worked with named Amy, shout out to you, Amy, if you're watching this, she suggested that I check out this place in Iowa City called Stuff, Etc. And I got really lucky the day because it was just a regular thrift store. But I got really lucky the day that I was there because there was, it was a floral stamp set. I don't remember who it was by, but it was like the only stamp set that they had. And I lucked out because I really liked it. And I went home and I made my mom a card with it. And that's where it all started for me. So check out your just like regular thrift stores too. Sometimes you'll luck out and they'll have really cool things there too. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this helps you stretch your crafty budget so that you can get some more goodness in your supply if that's what you're needing right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!